Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming and thank you for being so patient. I am Christopher Thompson, Public Information Officer for the Lake County Sheriff's Office. I'm going to introduce you to a few folks and then we'll get started. After statements are read, there will be a short Q&A period, and then individually you're more than welcome to interview some of the guests that we have. To my left is our Sheriff Mark Curran. To my right is our Undersheriff Charles Fagan. To the Sheriff's left is our State's Attorney Michael Waller, our Board President Susie Schmidt, State Representative Randy Ramey to the left there, and Rosanna Polito, our special guest today. So without further ado, Sheriff Curran.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you all for coming. On Wednesday, August 6th, the Lake County Sheriff's Office and Immigration and Customs Enforcement, that's ICE as it's known, officials met at the Adult Correction Division for the purpose of transitioning to the next phase of 287G certification. As you will recall, 287G is the program that allows state law enforcement officials to be cross-designated as federal law enforcement officials with deportation powers regarding certain enumerated crimes under the supervision of ICE. In anticipation of this meeting, I instructed the command staff to run an internal report that reflected all foreign-born inmates currently incarcerated in the Lake County Jail. The report also reflected place of birth, country codes, as well as pending criminal charges. It is my obligation as your sheriff to report to the citizens of Lake County the results of that audit. Before discussing these findings, I feel compelled to reiterate that neither I nor the Lake County Sheriff's Office condones nor would we tolerate any discrimination based on race or ethnicity or condone racial profiling in any form. We treat all members of our society with love and respect, and we recognize that even in the case of the illegal immigrant, that they have come here to provide for themselves and their family, and our government has allowed them to come here by having unsecured borders and policies that prevent inquiry into status of citizenship. Following are the results of the audit. On August 6, 2008, the Lake County Jail housed 637 inmates, 137 of whom were foreign-born. The countries of origin of those inmates are as follows: 105 from Mexico, 5 from Poland, 4 from Puerto Rico, 3 from El Salvador, 2 from Canada, 2 from Honduras, 1 from Philippines, 1 from Colombia, 1 from Vietnam, 1 from Pakistan, 1 from Guatemala, 1 from Cuba, 1 from Russia, 1 from Germany, 1 from Barbados, and 7 inmates where we were unable to provide their birth country. The audit was presented to ICE officials who ran each name through a Department of Homeland Security database in an effort to confirm entry status. ICE indicated that 122 of the 137 queried names reflected illegal or questionable entry status. This prompted a request by ICE officials to conduct interviews on the 122 inmates. This request was naturally granted. When the interviews concluded, 75 inmates were served with detainers. The remaining inmates have offenses that do not warrant them being placed in removal proceedings pursuant to the guidelines of 287G. In addition, 8 of these inmates are eligible for federal prosecution for re-entry after deportation. So with virtual certainty, 122 illegal status. In addition to that, as you look at it, 287G, as you'll recall, the parameters, we're only talking about violent crimes that 287G provides for deportation with. So the others that beyond the 75, there's an assumption that many of those were lesser offenses. Due to the nature of an arrest, multiple charges brought simultaneously, a running tally of single criminal offenses would be difficult to report. However, a snapshot reflects the following range of criminal offenses: driving under the influence, 25. Aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol, 24. Sex offenses, 22. These are many of them violent rape cases against children. Drug offenses, 18. Murders, 7. To put it in perspective, 14 murders in Lake County, half of them of which they're charged by illegal immigrants. 7 burglaries, 4 gun offenses, and that does not include the murders. That's where the gun offense was the primary offense. 3 theft offenses, 3 home invasions, that's where you're breaking into a person's home knowing that they're in there committing a felony. 2 robberies, 7 other offenses. When I applied for 287G status last year, the Lake County Sheriff's Office became one of a very small number of sheriff's offices in the nation to pursue certification, and the only sheriff's office in Illinois. There was harsh and I believe unfair criticism regarding my decision, and I believe that it is important to elaborate on my reasoning. I do not mean to imply that seeking 287G status is the right decision for every local law enforcement organization. I sought 287G status because I believe that I had a sworn oath to uphold the United States Constitution. The 287G Act was created specifically to allow the local police agencies to assist ICE and Department of Homeland Security, the federal agencies dealing with the illegal citizens that were committing serious crimes. The federal government never would have enacted 287G if it did not want the assistance of local law enforcement agencies. I heard the frustrations of the citizens throughout Lake County as they were victimized by illegal aliens. I believe that as the sheriff of Lake County, I needed to assist the federal government in any way possible. I am able to say to these concerned and frustrated law-abiding citizens of Lake County that the Lake County Sheriff's Office is doing its part in stopping the terror inflicted by many of these illegal aliens. Our department has enjoyed a wonderful relationship with the law enforcement professionals that work for ICE. ICE has assisted Lake County Sheriff's Office on numerous warrant sweeps and has provided valuable information to our department on other criminal investigations. Law enforcement is never a one-way street, and as ICE assists our department, they have the right to expect our assistance as well. The cost savings to the taxpayer, and I think this is pretty apropos when we look at what's transpired in the markets most recently. The cost savings to the taxpayer of Lake County as a result of our partnership with ICE could be substantial. We will be reimbursed by ICE inmates that are housed post-detainer pursuant to the SCAP program. That's $72 a day. Our current jail operating budget is approximately $18,869,513, and illegal aliens currently make up approximately 21.5% of our jail population. Our jail operating budget would be approximately $4,056,945 less if we were able to reduce our budget by 21.5%. This savings of more than $4 million a year does not reflect the other expenses included in facilities such as electricity, water, heating, and air conditioning. I have recently told the Lake County Board, Susie Schmidt, who's wonderful to work with, would attest to this, that we will need a new jail. The price of a new or expanded jail could be in excess of $100 million. We would have no idea what the impact of illegal aliens would be on the criminal justice system in Lake County if I had not applied for 287G certification. The cumulative effect of the additional burden of crimes committed by illegal aliens has stretched already limited resources to the point of systems failure. It is almost impossible to calculate how many additional police officers, judges, probation officers, clerks, and other government employees are needed to deal with all of these crimes. ICE was invited to be here today